Good morning everybody, welcome into Spirit of Life Alchemy. Today is Tuesday the 28th of February 2023. I am Spirit of Life Alchemy and this is your morning message tarot reading, and it is the last day of February. How on earth can we be 2 months into the year? It's just mind-blowing how quickly time is speeding up. Anyway, let's get back to what we're here for. So we have some astrology for today. I did start mentioning some of this energy yesterday. It was starting coming through in yesterday's reading. But the astrology for today, we've got the moon in Gemini and it conjuncts Mars. It squares Neptune and it trines Mercury. So we're fired up for passionate communication and minds buzzing at 1 billion miles an hour. But there's a note of caution that sort of being in our imagination can be challenging and we can be prone to fantasies. Remember I was talking yesterday about the Seven of Cups card, future fantasies and things like that. Stick to the facts, keep it real and logical, and you can't go wrong. That's the astrology for today. Okay, let's do some cards and see what the cards have to say about today. We're going to do the wisdom of the oracle and let's do some line strider. Okay, let's see, what do we need to know for today? What do we need to know for today? Tuesday, the 28th of February 2023. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Messages from Spirit, please, for the 28th of February 2023. We've got one that wanted to pop out there. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we've got peace. We'll turn this one over in a minute. I'm just going to get these three out. Peace, go to the sea, and a fork in the road. Okay, so we could be at a decision point in our lives. Let's see what the other one was. Community. Okay, so could be at a decision point. That could be why we're being advised not to get caught up in fantasy future land and keeping it real. But coming to centre, grounding our energies in peace, and connecting with ourselves and just see which way we're drawn to go. Okay. Are we being called towards a certain tribe? Are we going between two tribes? Let's see what the tarot has to say and what the tarot can add to this. But definitely at a decision point. Well, I think we've been building to this for a while, haven't we? We're a week away from Saturn moving into Pisces and the full moon. We have been in this phase of completing and finishing up old cycles, and we're in that cycle all the way through to the new moon in Aries, spring equinox, and Pluto moving into Aquarius, which all happens 20th, 21st and 24th of March. So another few weeks, another 3 weeks or so of just tying up the loose ends. So anyway, let's do some cards and see what the cards have to say for today. So what do we need to know for Tuesday the 28th of February 2022? Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and our greatest good? The other thing that's been happening is we've had big stories in the cards from the bottom of the deck, haven't we? There's a lot going on in the subconscious and just out of sight here that we can't see yet. Okay, so where we find ourselves, the Ace of Wands, we've been getting the Ace of Wands coming up in this position quite a lot just recently. Going into the past, we've got the Moon. And the foundation, we've got the Five of Wands. A message from above, the Seven of Swords. And what we're moving into is the Hanged Man. The clarifiers of the Chariot. The Knight of Pentacles. And the Ace of Swords. And at the bottom, we've got the Two of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Okay, so I'm getting a continuation of that decisions to be made, the fork in the road, in two minds, going in two different directions. So where we find ourselves, the Ace of Wands, the divine gift of fire, of passion, of inspiration. So we may feel this coming up at the moment, of just starting little sparks of things, like what was the, I've got an image of when you're lighting a fire, you know, with flints, and you're rubbing the two stones together and you get little sparks, that's the word I was looking for, little sparks of inspiration just starting. And there may be lots of different ones in different with different pathways. Moving into the past, we've got the Moon. Okay, so the Moon is about us being on a journey with the ebb and the flow of the lunar cycles. It's being on the journey, and also sort of our emotions and our feelings, and also sort of subconscious fears and things like that can come up. But this energy is moving into the past. It can also be confusion and things like that. The card below the foundation, we've got the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, strife, competition, just niggling little things that just get in the way and annoy us. So then you may be sort of in that annoyed sort of space today. I'll know it well. Okay, or there could be competition, or you could think there's competition. You could feel rushed that if you don't get this thing out now, it'll be too late and somebody else will do it, and you know, it'll be stolen away from you, or you'll lose out or whatever. And then sort of coming up to the card above, the message from Spirit, we've got the Seven of Swords here. And there could very well be competition about, okay? And the message from the cards is to keep it close to your chest. I think this came up yesterday as well, didn't it? Keep it close to your chest while you sit in this space of making your decision which way to go and things like that. It's still not quite the right time to go, because we've still got the Hanged Man showing up. We had the Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman yesterday showing up. We're still in suspended animation. Things are still on pause. This could be the square to Neptune, Moon square to Neptune. You know, things are up in the air. We don't know yet. And it's not the right time to move forward. one of the other meanings of the Hanged Man is sacrificing something for something greater. And what's just popped into my head is Odin on the world tree, hanging up on the world tree for 9 days. And he sacrificed one of his eyes so that he could see inwards as well as seeing outwards, and see the whole universe contained within him, as well as seeing everything outside. And it was sort of sacrificing limited vision for a much greater vision and knowing. So yeah, that we're not ready yet. Things are on pause. We're floating. We're still floating about at the moment. The little sparks are coming up, but we've not got anything tangible to hold on to, and we're being advised to come to peace. And the other, although this isn't deep knowing, the message I got when I was holding it was deep knowing. Come to the understanding that you really do know. The clarifiers continue on with that, going in different directions. We've got the Chariot here, and in this one particularly we can see the horses looking in opposite directions. Do I go this way or do I go that way? With that, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, slowing it right down. This is really, and even the colours in these two cards are sort of very, very similar today. So it's that coming to peace, that slowing down, that pausing, waiting to see the truth. And the truth is coming. We've got the Ace of Swords here, the divine gift of truth, the sword of truth. But we only hear the truth, we only connect to truth when we've paused, when we've stopped, when we've come to peace, when we're meditating, when we've quietened everything down and we're just floating along. Okay. Because often the fears and the mental messages are very loud, and the intuition and the deep knowing is very quiet. And so we have to slow down, we have to soften, we have to center, we have to ground, we have to just step out of that normal consciousness that we're normally all racing around in all the time. We need to step outside of that so that we can connect and receive the message of truth. Over here on the underneath cards, what's going on in the subconscious, just out of sight here, you know, we can't see it. What's going on? There's somebody behind. There's something behind me. It's still in the shadows. Okay. And we're weighing things up. We're contemplating the fork in the road, the two pathways. That's a big message for today. And I think the other big message was about the fantasy futures and allowing our imagination to run riot. Don't do that. Stick with the facts. Keep it simple. Okay. And then we've got the King of Wands here. Cardinal fire, Aries energy. Another message that's just screaming at me is we're not going to get resolution for this until we get into Aries season at spring equinox, at the new moon in Aries on the 20th, so the 20th and the 21st, and then we're only a couple of days in and we're just coming out of that dark side of the moon, and Pluto changes signs on the 24th. So that is when I feel we get the shift. Okay. There may be a bit of breakthrough around the 7th with the Virgo full moon, and Saturn going into Pisces. But for me, that full moon is happening in my 12th house, conjunct Pluto and Uranus. So So for me, in my personal astrology, it's still very much that letting go of the old paradigms. Could be a ace of ace of swords coming through at that time, but the energy doesn't really get going until we get into Aries season. So take time for yourself, look after yourself as much as you can, journal, meditate, ask ask your angels, your guides, your helpers, spiritual helpers and things like that to help guide you towards making the decision. But do know that I really feel it's going to be spring equinox before we get the big transition energy into right now the fire energy of Aries. So yeah, good luck out there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it's resonated for you. If it did, then please do like, share, subscribe to the channel. Click on the wiggly bell if you want notifications when I'm releasing readings. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, thank you for watching.